go straight into Maureen if you like. But if you're doing that, then I'll have to do this. That only seems fair.
Yeah, just make sure.
Come on in, take a load off, make yourselves at home.
All right.
Yeah, it should be.
Those are fully transliterated cedarine.
Okay, we don't need that.
I said, but the regular cedarine are in the chair here. But these are for people who might not be able to follow the Hebrew.
I think we can. Okay.
If you can, that's great.
Maybe.
Yeah, if you still want that,
Maybe,
that's cool.
right.
Hey, Shabbat Shalom. What's happening? All right.
It's a heck of a week. We got one guy that's in the hospital right now. He's having some heart issues.
This hour is on your Brenner.
Hired on one girl today, and
Your name's Brenner?
hopefully we'll get another one next week.
So
Where's your
you-
family?
So my family is,
From here?
yeah.
Okay.
He's stable from what I hear, but trying
To
not
the
to
1800s.
bother him.
Heart attack or?
I have no
I
idea.
know.
I'm wearing my marriage.
Okay.
I got
He went into
shipped
AFib
growing
right
up
in front of us.
and grew up
At work in the
here
morning.
in
His wife came and got
Birmingham.
him.
Bat mitzvah
And then
here.
2 days later, he was
Now
on
in
the cruise ship.
Chicago.
Okay.
Why he decided to stay on the cruise,
Okay.
you'd have to
Nothing
ask him.
Welcome back.
He comes back, he's at work for 2 days. You can tell him it's not perfect, but he's feeling better. And then yesterday, he goes, I'm not coming in to the doctor. And so, he ended up in the hospital.
So you might.
Hopefully they'll figure it out.
Yep.
Get them better soon.
Yep.
Hey, it's Shabbat.
Yeah.
All that's done now, so end of the week. This was gonna be what? Did they go? Sylvia's here, just to give 1 minute.
Just like all
Oh, this is- Yeah.
Many Saturdays. And Hughes,
Not too long
Hughes.
ago. These chairs.
Nice.
Is the rest of the Mishpacha coming?
She wrote down camp. And their season, so you can see the character tomorrow morning.
Yeah, the rest of that's great. Glad y'all are here.
You can't come out of the gate.
No, that's dangerous.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
I was getting worried that I hadn't seen you yet.
Oh, well, I don't know, I was just late getting out of the house.
So we'll go ahead and get started. Aaron's going to lead us tonight in Kabbalah Shabbat. We'll go ahead and begin page 10 with Yedid Nefesh.
Page 10 in these books.
Okay.
The Shabbat.
Yeah.
Not that.
Nope, other one.
This one?
Yes.
Yes. Yadi nefesh aharachaman meshuchada eretzana yaruzavda kamoaya yishachalev muhara ki Yedidusa, no Betsu Bechotam Hadunael Zivamam Nafshi Fulat Ahavata Arayona Vipanama Beharot La Noam Ziva As Titazeh Betitrae Ahaita Shifat Olam Atikemu Rachamecha Behusna Albenoha Kizekama Michso Lirot B'Tiferet Muza Anai Machmat Bibi Hushana Ve'atitavam Higalena Ros Chavivalai Lesukat Sheloma Ta'ire Mipoda Na'ira Mislehaba Maherahu Kivamoe Behoneni Kimeolam Page 11. Page 12 at the arrow. Arba'im shana ha'chud ba'ador va'omer to'evevatim v'hem yadu derechai asher nishpati ve'api im ganu lamanu chati. 13. Shiru Ladonai Shir Chadash Shiru Ladonai Kol Shiru Ladonai Baruch Shemo Bashu Miyom Le'yom Yeshua Sapru Bagoyim Kevodo Lechol Ha'amim V'Yikotam Ki Gadol Adonai Umulam Le'yom Yorahu Al Kol Elohim Yedada Ki Kol Elohim Ha'amim Elohim Adonai Shamayim Asa Hod Lahada Lefana Was Betiferet Bevikdasha Abu Adonai Mishpachot Ami Abu Adonai Kavados Abu Adonai Kevod Shemo Seru Mincha Page 14, Shacharu Adonai, Tehadra Kodesh, Pilu Mipana Koharet, Imru Bagoyim Adonai Malach, Ati Kotevel Batimot, Yadin Ami V'Mesharim, Yisrael Hashamari Matagel Haaretz, Yiram Hayam, Umelo, Yahusadai, Behold Hashem, Yadai, Aziranu, Asayah, B'nei Adonai Kiva, Kiva, Lishpot Haaretz, Lishpot Tevel B'tzedek, Ve'amin Ve'eminato, Yana, 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 Page 15. Adonai Malach, Tagel Haaretz, Yismech Hoyim Ravim, Anu Be'Vel So we're going to read the next two pages responsibly in the English. Adonai reigns, let the earth be glad, the many distant lands rejoice.
The clouds of thick darkness surround the dawn, righteousness and justice secure God's house around. A fire goes before them, sweeping the users around them.
Flashes of lightning illumine the land. The earth watches and trembles. Mountains melt like wax at the approach of Adonai, at the approach of the master of all the earth.
Heavens tell of God's righteousness, and all the nations seek out His glory.
Worshippers of idols be shamed for praising false gods. All that is deemed supreme bow before God.
Zion hears it and rejoices, sees to be exalted, as you are has judgment.
You, Adonai, are above all that is earthly, exalted over all that is worshipped as divine.
Those who love Adonai and evil, God protects the lives of the faithful, saving them from the hands of sin.
Light is sown for the righteous and joy for the upright. Rejoice in Adonai, you righteous people, and thank God as you pronounce the divine holy name. Adonai. 17. Shir Hadash, Ki Mipalot Asa, Oshialo Yemino, Uzuva Kocho, Otia Adonai Yeshuato, Bene Hakoyim Kila Sikato, Zahar Haso Lemunato, Rebbe Yisrael, Baruch Kol Haaretz, Et Yeshua Eloheinu, Aviv Adonai Kol Haaretz, B'zchut v'ranenu v'zamenu, Zamru Adonai v'chino v'kol zimah, v'chatatot v'kol shofar. Haviyu lifnei Adonai melech Adonai, Yiram hayam u'levo, tevel v'yosh v'vav, le'haradim ha'uha, yacharadim yeranenu, lifnei Adonai kiva, Ishvat levezedek, ve'amin ve'mesharim. Adonai Malach Yudami Shabbat. 20 at the arrow. Romelu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishacharu v'harosho. Romelu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishacharu v'harosho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romelu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romelu. 21, please rise if you can. Nismor le'David, Avil Adonai v'ne'eli, Kavod Adonai, Kavod ba'as Yadai, Avil Adonai kevod shemo, Shachavu Adonai v'hadrat kodesh, Kol Adonai Adonai, El HaKavod Adonai, Almighty, Kol Adonai, Kol Adonai, Shaberati, Shaber Adonai, Ekazeh Dayakidem Lebanon, Besiyuyon, Yemo, Yorenei, Kol Adonai, Kotze Bahavodesh, Kol Adonai, Yahudah, Yachil Adonai, Barakesh, Kol Adonai, Kol Adonai, Vayakhel Yeharot, Uvechalot, Uvomer Hayaya, Adonai, Lama Uyeshav, Yishev Adonai, Melech Leolam, Adonai Oz, Le'am Yitin, Adonai Yivarech et Amo Shalom. You may be seated. The Haggadah is on page 23. This is the one where we welcome the Shabbat bread. Lechadodi mikrakala, pene Shabbat nekavela. Lechadodi mikrakala, pene Shabbat nekavela. Shalom zachur b'diborechai, Kishvi amanu elam yuchad, Adonai echad שמו אחד, השם ותפארת ולתהילה, וחדותי לקרקלה, פן שבת נקבלה, וחדותי לקרקלה, פן שבת נקבלה, לקראת שבת לכוונך, כי היא מקור הברכה, וראש מקדם נשכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה, וחדותי לקרקלה, פן שבת נקבלה, וחדותי לקרקלה, פן שבת נקבלה, מקדש מלך עיר מלוכה, ומצאי מתוך ההפכה, רב השרת בעמק הבכה, והוא יחמול עלייך חמלה, וחדותי לקרקלה, פן שבת נקבלה, וחדותי לקרקלה, פן שבת נקבלה, התנערי מפרקומי, בשתי בגדי תפארתך-מי, על יד בן ישעתי תלכתי, קורא נפשי גאלה, וחדותי לקרקלה, פן שבת נקבלה, וחדותי לקרקלה, פן שבת נקבלה, התנוערי, כי באורך וביורי, אורי שיר דררי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה, וחדותי לקרקלה, פן שבת נקבלה, וחדותי לקרקלה, פן שבת נקבלה, לא תבושי ולא תגעמי, מה תשתוכחי ומה תהמי, ויחפשו אני עמי, ונפתה יראתי לה, וחדותי לקרקלה, פן שבת נקבלה, וחדותי לקרקלה, פן שבת נקבלה, והיו בבשיסה שעשייך, ורחקו חומרייך, יסיס עלייך אלוהייך, כמשוש חתן על כלה, וחדותי לקרקלה, פן שבת נקבלה, וחדותי לקרקלה, פן שבת נקבלה, ימין ושמאל תפרוצי, ביד אדוני תריצי, על יד איש בן ארצי, ונשמחה ונקהילה, וחדותי לקרקלה, פן שבת נקבלה, וחדותי לקרקלה, פן שבת נקבלה, בריא ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצוהלה, תוכן ובני עם סגולה, ובכלה, וחדותי לקרקלה, פן שבת נקבלה, וחדותי לקרקלה, פן שבת נקבלה. You may be seated. Page 27. Now that we have welcomed in the Shabbat bride, I think we should do the song for Shabbat. Mizmor shir le'yom ha'Shabbat, tov lehodot la'Adonai, u'lezamer le'shimcha elyon, u'lezamer le'shimcha elyon. Yitbarer chesdecha, ve'emunatcha b'leilut, alei asur ve'yelena, ve'alei higayon ve'chinor. Mizmor shir le'yom ha'Shabbat, tov lehodot la'Adonai, u'lezamer le'shimcha elyon, u'lezamer le'shimcha elyon. '28 at the arrow. Tzadikata ma'ira, ke'eres b'Lebanon, yizke shetuli, bebeit Adonai, bechatzot Eloheinu, ya'apri. Oh, Yeruhu, Besera, Beshenim Varanani, Yihu, Behar, Yeshar Adonai, Zuri, Be'etzah. Page 29. Adonai Malach Yeruzalesh, Adeshanai, Oz Kitazar. Nikolot Mayim Rabim Adirim Mishperayam, Adir Bemarom Adonai, Edotecha Nemu Meod, Davidcha Na'adev Kodesh Adonai Le'orech Yamim.
This time, we'll take a moment to invite those in mourning and those observing your sites to rise for the mourning Kaddish, page 30. Yitgadal v'yitkadosh Shamei Rabah, ve'alma v'yivrach Yerusei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei b'chol beit Yisrael, ha'agala v'yizman karim v'yimru Amen. Yishmei Rabah mevarach le'olam romei amayim. Yitvarach v'yishtabach v'yifhar v'yitromam v'yitnaser. V'yithadar, v'yithalel, v'yithalal, shmei dekudsha b'recho. Ve'ela mikol v'yerchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nachamata, ta'amiran be'alma v'yimru Amen. Yehesh lama rabba min shemayim, v'chaim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimru Amen. Yaseh shalom b'imroma, hu yaseh shalom. Aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei teva v'yimru Amen. You may be seated. Before we go into Mariv, I want to just take a moment here. First say Shabbat Shalom. Glad you're here. Glad you're joining us, and glad you're welcoming Shabbat together. Good to have all y'all here. I'm working on it. I practice. What do you think I do in my office? I sit there and practice. With it being Shabbat, I want us to invite y'all to take a moment to reflect on the week that's just passed. And we'll take maybe just 60 seconds. If you'd like to close your eyes, you're welcome to. If you don't want to close your eyes, that's cool. You're not obligated. But we'll just take 60 seconds to think about the week that's just passed and to try to let go of all the stresses of the week so we can enter Shabbat with a spirit of peace, and to hold on to all the good things that happened so we can also start Shabbat in a spirit of joy. I invite you to come back. Your eyes are closed. It's amazing how, like, so often we're so busy that, like, it's like, oh, where did the time go? Like, that minute was quick. Like, I'm so busy. But then, you know, when you actually sit for a minute, it seems like it's been 60 seconds. Like, it's hard. But as you reflected on the week, is there anything anybody would like to share with the mishpacha, with the family today? Anything that you're wrestling with that we can support you with, any good things that happen we can celebrate together. I want to give you a moment if there's anything you'd like to share.
I'll tell you about one good thing, well, more than one good thing. So this week I got invited to speak at a Lenten lunch in the office, and I had a really good turnout of people that wanted to come and hear how the Jewish community and the Christian community cooperated in the past, how the families were all intermingled because the church is right across the street from the temple. The temple now owns the church. So it kind of went through the history of the Jews in Alabama, because it all started down there way before Birmingham came about. It was one of the oldest congregations. It was good to be able to share a little bit about what Jews believe to a community that doesn't have any Jews. They have one. Somebody moved there. It wasn't me. I'm not living there anymore.
Well, we appreciate you sharing for us, because as you said, if they only have one Jew, they don't really know a lot about the Jewish community and who they are and what they did. So thank you for speaking up on our behalf and representing us. Yes.
This is my first time leading Kabbalah Shabbat since my bat mitzvah.
That sounds like a Shehefiani moment. So I'll have to get you to say it before you leave, before you finish today. You're not done yet, so.
That's why I'm so wonderful.
Anybody else have anything to share? My family is officially on spring break, so I mean, I think I'm not really on spring break. Not really, like I still got work, but they're excited, so I'm excited for them. Seeing them planning out everything they're doing this week, they'll have a good time. I get to partake on Monday, so that'll be good. Well, we're glad y'all are here, glad you're joining us, and glad you're celebrating with us. We're going to go ahead and continue with the bar read service. I'll invite Aaron to come back up. All right, page 39B, please rise.
You may be seated. Adonai Hamadi Varavim. 40. Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael. Ahavat Torah Mitzvot Hukim Mishpatim. Otanu Limadetam. Alken Adonai Eloheinu. V'shachenu v'kumeinu. Nasiach bechukecha. V'nismach b'divrei Toratecha. U'b'mitzvotecha. Le'olam va'ed. Ki ein chayenu v'orech yameinu. V'orech yameinu. U'ahem v'yeh yomam v'olam. Yomam v'olam. V'havatcha t'sir minenu le'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai v'chamo Yisrael. 41. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, b'chol levavecha v'chol nafshecha, b'chol me'odecha, v'hayu hadvarim ha'eleh. Asher Anochi mitzavcha hayom levavecha ve'shinata levanecha ve'divarta ve'shitecha v'betecha u'lechtecha b'derech u'shoftecha v'kumecha u'kshartam le'odatecha ve'hayu lechotafot beinecha Muhtatam, Amistuketecha, Tuhisharecha. We'll do the next two paragraphs privately on 42. Ani Adonai Elohechem, asher hotziechem me'eretz Mitzrayim, v'hod lachem Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem Ene. Page 43. 43b. We'll read responsively in the English. You proclaimed the covenant on the seventh day. You loved this day we inherited, delighting in its remembrance. From the time you bestowed it, joy filled the hearts of Yeshurun, the people you redeemed. You exalted Shabbat as a sign between us forever. In 6 days your world was formed. On the seventh day you rested. To honor your name, they sing songs of praise to the one deserving on praise. Page 44. Mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh morat hiyot osefel malchutecha ra'uvanecha v'keyam mifnei Mashem zeili anu v'yamru Adonai imoch le'olam va'ed v'ne'emar kivada Adonai she'achov ugalo v'yadzach mimenu Baruch atah Adonai Yisrael. 45. ושמוצי תרומוין לחיים ושלום יתר יד עולם ופרוס עלינו סוכת שמך ברוך אתה אדוני הפורש סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל כל ירושלים. 46, please rise if you are able to. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם בריתם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם בריתם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם בריתם כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם בריתם. ביום השביעי שבת וינפש שבת ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם בריתם. ויקרא שמי רבם ביום הדבקותי ביום נחמכותי ויחייכו וכידכו בית ישראל לגלה ובזמן קריב ישמר ובברך לעולם ועליה יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויינשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי קודשא ולא מכל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה תמירה בעלמא ויאמרו. The Amidah is done privately in the evening starting on page 47 and going until 52. Feel free to do the English, the Hebrew, or your own private prayers. I do warn you that we are going to stand up right after we finish. So if you want to sit down knowing you're going to have to get back up. you're still praying, take your time. If you're finished, please rise. Page 53, the symbolic repetition of the Amidah. Vayakhel Hashemayim v'haaretz v'chol tzavam v'yachal Elohim v'yom hashvi malachto asher asa v'yishpat v'yom hashvi mikol malachto asher asa yivarech Elohim et yom hashvi yekadesh oto ki bo Shabbat mikol malachto asher bara Elohim lasot. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol, HaGibor Tahanara, Eloheinu, Kodei Shamayim v'haaretz, Magen Avot Bidbaro, Mechayil Beitim b'ma'aro. Ha'el HaKadosh She'en Kamohu, Hameniach Le'amo, Hayom Shabbat Kodosho, Kivam Ratzah Le'aniach Lachem, Kivam Ratzah Le'aniach Lachem, Le'chanan Na'avod B'yirach La'chai, Le'arteh Lishmo B'chol Yom Tamid, Le'on HaBrachot, El HaHodot, Adon HaShabbat, Mikadesh HaShabbat, U'mavarech Shemi, U'meniach B'kedusha, Le'amed Shnei Oneg, Zecher Maaseh, Bereshit. Page 54. Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu, B'nei B'muchatenu, Ha'ashenu b'mitzvotecha, V'tein halkenu b'toratecha, Samenu b'tubecha, Samchenu b'yeshuatecha, V'tahir libeinu, V'lokecha b'yemen, V'hanhilenu, Adonai Eloheinu, V'yahavu ratzon, Shabbat kodeshecha, Yanuvu Yisrael, V'kadshei shemecha, Baruch atah Adonai, V'kadesh HaShabbat. Yigdal v'yikra Shemei Rava, V'yamad Yivaketeh, V'yamlik Mahuteh, V'chaykon V'yamechon, V'chayedcho Beit Yisrael, V'yagalav Zman Karev V'yimeru. Yishmer Abba Mevorach, V'yolam Olam Me'amaya, Yivarach V'yishtabach, V'yitfa'ar V'yitshema V'yitneseh, V'yidar V'yitaleh V'yitalal Shemei Kedusha. Ve'elam Yikom V'chatav She'atah Tush B'chatav V'nechmatah Ta'amilah V'yama V'yimeru. Tizkamos Adon Uvedon V'chol Yisrael Kedam Avraham V'yishmaya V'yimeru. Yishlema Rabba Mitzvah V'chaymalei V'chol Yisrael V'yimeru. Ya'aseh Shalom B'mrama U'ya'aseh Shalom V'chol Yisrael V'yimeru.
We'll remain standing for Kiddush.
This is what happens when you're from London. Sabri Chabarai, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Borei pari hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Asher kedeshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, V'shabbat kodsho v'yahaval t'prason himkilanu, Zikara l'maaseh bereshit, Ki hu yom techila l'mikra'ei kodesh, Zecher l'siyat Mitzrayim, Ki banu b'charta, Yirtanu kiddushta, Mikol ha'amim, V'shabbat kodecha, V'yahavu ratzon, Kirchatanu, Baruch atah Adonai good vintage, I think, 2024.
Maybe?
Alright, we remain standing for Elenu on 56. Elenu You may be seated.
This time, we take a moment to remember those who, though they no longer walk this earth, remain alive in our hearts and minds. We recognize that today and in the last week, we observe the yahrzeits of Elaine Benjamin, Alan Benson, Estelle Berkowitz, Louis Bressler, Libby Brooke, Rose Butler, Nathan Kales, Jacob Turner, Matilda Cohen, Albert Cohen, Victor Cohen, Charlotte Cornblum, Phyllis Crandell, Maurice Davis, Isidore Davis, Kenneth Engelhardt, Nathan Pepsman, Harry Fagelson, Rita Fleischer, Isidore Fleischer, Howard Furman, Bertha Kieser, Rose Glick, Marvin Goldberg, Helen Goldenberg, Sam Goldstein, Lillian Goldstein, Elsie Goldstein, Laser Golubov, Gita Golubova, Sissy Green, Barbara Halleman, Hannah Halpern, Sam Horowitz, Francis Jaffe, Polina Kalikman, David Koshin, Vida Koshina, Arnold Krell, Arthur Laskin, Raphael Leaf, Harry Levy, Lee Lichter, Beverly Marks, Max Marks, Max Muchnick, Esther Paddle, Betty McCarron, Helen Radones, Joe Resnick, Annie Rips, Albert Robbins, Joe Seligman, Nasley Sr., Stuart Simon, Gerald Scoop, Meyer Steph, Fanny Steinberg, Nancy Steiner, Max Steinmetz, Victoria Toronto, Joe Toronto, Cheetah Weintraub, Sophie Winograd, and Chaim Day. We also continue to mourn the recent passing of Penny Gordon. Zichronam Vibracha, may their memories be a blessing. As we invite those in mourning and those observing yurtzites to rise from the mourner's Kaddish, page 58. Yitkanal v'yitkadosh shmei Rabbah, v'alman yivrach v'yirtzeh v'yamlich malchuteh, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei techol beit Yisrael, v'agalau v'zman karim v'yimru amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam olamei amayim. Yivarach v'yishtabach v'yipar v'yiframam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalach shmei t'kudshah v'yachud. Ve'ena min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'yimru amen. Yehi shlama Rabbah v'yishmaya Chaim Aleinu v'Al Kol Yisrael v'Yimru Amen. Oseh Shalom v'Imroma, Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu v'Al Kol Yisrael v'Al Kol Yoshvei Tevel v'Yimru Amen. You may be seated. Just a couple of brief announcements before we wrap up for tonight. First of all, Shabbat Shalom. Thank you again for being here. Glad to celebrate with you. And welcome to those who might not be regulars. We're glad you're here. We're glad you're joining us. You're visiting, you're joining, whatever it is. We're just glad you're here. If you're watching online, we're glad you're watching online too. Voting for the World Zionist Congress is still live through May 4th. You can go to merkazusa.org for more information and to cast your vote. So go do that and vote for what you would like to see going on in the state of Israel. This weekend, we are hosting the Women's League for Conservative Judaism's Regional Convention. It begins Sunday, it goes through Tuesday. Some of them, there will be a couple, there are people here tomorrow. So there's a wonderful event. We invite everybody to join. And our own Barbara Grandy is being awarded the Light of Torah Award. So make sure you say Mazal Tov to Barbara next time you see her as well. A couple things coming up. This week is spring break, so kind of a quietish week. After that, we're back to normal. Wednesday, April 2nd, Sisterhood is co-sponsoring Torah on Tap at Avondale Brewing, appropriately in Avondale. It is sponsored by Sisterhood. Everybody is welcome, men too. You can all come. First round's on us. Our next Shabbat Ruach is that following Friday, April 4th. We'll be downstairs in the Kids Zone for our musical Shabbat, so I hope you will join us. And then the next morning, there will not be services here at Bethel. We will be doing a joint, it will be our confirmation service, which we alternate each year. And so this year it's going to be at Temple Emmanuel on April 5th. So if you come here on Shabbat, you will be the only one here. You probably won't be able to get in. But then you can just walk down the street to Emmanuel and join us and celebrate our confirmants this year.
I'll make a sign, just in case you forget.
And then after that, it's, believe it or not, already the week of Passover. So you have three options to help get rid of your, well, four options to get rid of your chametz. Option one is you can eat it all. If you feel like you can't eat it all and you want to sell some of it for me, give me permission to sell it on your behalf, there's a form on our website. You can fill it out. It'll give me permission to sell it to Reverend Erica Cooper, Baptist Church of the Covenant. She will be buying it. And if she shows up to your house during Passover, give her her chametz. That form is due on Tuesday, April 8th, if I did the math right. So that's option 2. Option 3 is you can donate any non-expired and unopened chametz. Can bring that by Thursday, April 10th. We'll collect it and donate, give it to Greater Birmingham Ministries. And if you have, those half-eaten bags of pretzels or challah, I don't know how you eat challah, but if you did for some reason, you can bring it on Friday, April 11th, about 10:45, 11 o'clock. We'll be burning the chametz in our lower parking lot downstairs. You can do that as well. So, lots of options to do. As a reminder, Shabbat does begin Motzi Shabbat. Passover begins Motzei Shabbat, which means that you have to get rid of all your chametz before, by 11:45 on Friday. And that means you cannot really have chametz for Shabbat, throughout Shabbat. You're curious how that actually works? Come back tomorrow morning at 9:30 and ask, and I'll explain more of that. If I forgot anything, if I missed anything, then everything's in our email. It's on our website, or you can call the office or me, or as I said last week, you can send a Falcon with a message, and we'll send it back with the answer. Whatever works best. So before we conclude, how are we concluding?
We're concluding on page 62 with Vayakhel.
Before we conclude, I want to invite everyone to join us in saying Shehecheyanu for Erin for her first time leading Friday night services. And since your bat mitzvah, did you lead in your bat mitzvah?
I think I led it at my bat mitzvah, but that was last century.
So you lead us in Shehecheyanu. It's your mitzvah. So.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shehecheyanu v'kiyamanu v'tihyanu b'zman hazeh.
Kodak Kavod, beautiful job leading. Thank you for doing so. And we'll let you ride off into the sunset, almost literally. Page 62.
Yigdal Elohimcha ve'yishava, im savienet el mitzuto, echad v'yem yachid ke'yichudo, ve'yom k'vamisof le'achayuto. Eno demutagu v'yeno hu, lo na'aro helav kedushato, k'mom l'chol davar asher hino. Yishon v'yein reshit l'reshito. Kino adon olam v'chol notzar. Yoreh v'duvato malchuto. Shaftan v'reto netanu. V'anshe sagulato v'tifato. L'kam v'Yisrael k'moshe'o. Navi ma'abit et tmunato. Taratta betnatan v'yamolem, v'yanivo neman beito, v'yaharifael, v'yamir dato, v'yomamin v'zuvato, sofer yodeat v'tarenu, mabit v'sok davar v'katmato, tomino ish chesed v'mifalo, Notena Shara Krishanto, Yishlach L'ket Yamim, Yishichenu, Yiftot V'chakeketz Yeshuato, Meti Yachayel, Baruch Haso, Baruch Hadei Hashem Tehillato, Meti Yachayel, Baruch Haso, Baruch Hadei Hashem Tehillato. Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom. Wishing everyone a peaceful and restful Shabbat. Hope to see y'all in the morning.
Thank you.
That's a power.
Thank
That's
you.
a power for what you did.
It was fun. Nice to meet you all.
Thank you.
Just give everyone get back in.
Thank you.
Wow. This is stuff there.
but meeting up with friends after is fine.